still smiles when he recalls how the gold ring fit her finger, and they made that moment linger, that in memory'd be strong. They had made a brand new start, found a whole new way of living. Two voices joined together, singing old sad songs. And when the hard times come around, may you see them through together. Let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home. And in life's darkest days, while you sail through stormy waters, let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home. Leaving there was always hard, leaving her was never easy. With those memories to tease you, summer nights seem winters long. But in his heart there was a song, and the only sound worth hearing. Two voices joined together, singing old sad songs. When the hard times come around, may you see them through together. Let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home. And in life's darkest days, while you sail through stormy waters, let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home. He still smiles when he recalls how they counted little fingers, and their gratitude still lingers, that the boy was born so strong. They had made a brand new life, found a whole new way of living. Three voices joined together, singing no sad songs. When the hard times come around, may you see them through together. Let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home. And in life's darkest days, while you sail through stormy waters, let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home. Let there be love and laughter in the heart of your home.
𝐷𝐸𝐲. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with Bruce Smith, our sound technician, inviting you to 2 hours of Irish music, news, and announcements on Detroit Irish Radio at crbradio.com. The call-in number is 313-942-0159 for those of you that have requests or news to share. Or you can always text that number. Once again, it's 313-942-0159. This show can be heard on the Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page, thanks to our friend Mary Bongiorno, or to the Gaelic League of Detroit.org website, where you can click on the radio page and up at the top, listen to the show that way. You can also go to crbradio.com and go to Studio 2 to hear this program at this time. Or later, you can listen by the same means, lots of ways that the show is archived, including our own YouTube channel, which is go to Detroit Irish Radio and listen to the program. Regardless how you listen, if there's a means to say you like it, please do. If there's a way to share it, please do. Then let's make that one of our New Year's resolutions.
And on YouTube, there is a button for subscribe. If you subscribe and then select all, you'll get notifications as soon as the new show is posted.
Very
And be
good.
sure to like them too.
That's another added little feature because we try to get our shows posted as quickly as we can after they air. So there's all kinds of ways, and just a little reminder, we are part of that green wave on crbradio.com, which means there are 4 Irish programs in 3 days. I started off on Saturdays with Matt O'Donnell, Emerald Isle Express, from 1 to 4 p.m. On Sunday, this morning, Johnny Costello with the Rebel Rooster aired from 10 until noon, and Studio 1. Here, Bruce and I are at Detroit Irish Radio from 1 to 3, Studio 2. And tomorrow, our good friend Patrick Johnson, along with Aaron and Dave Keem, hosts the Irish Music Cafe from 4 to 6 p.m. on Studio 1. We also want to let you know that we are broadcasting from the Gaelic League Irish American Club, located at 2068 Michigan Avenue in Corktown, Detroit. Come on down. Our friendly bartender today is Tim Jennings, and we are excited because we're going to have some of the DEMA, the Detroit Irish Music Association members, adding to the program at the end of the show, and then doing a session from 3 to 5 p.m. You may want to consider doing that today. Normally there's some that go out to Ann Arbor for a great session at Conor O'Neill's, but that is not happening today because the Lions are hopefully going to give us another win, and so no session out in Ann Arbor at Conor O'Neill's tonight. If you want your session fix, come on down to the Gaelic League Irish American Club from 3 to 5, or earlier if you would like to get on the program as well. With that, we started with the song by Cherish the Ladies and Nathan Carter, Heart of the Home. What we're going to be featuring today and what the theme is, music is magical, and music is magical. It is universal. It's a language that everyone understands. No matter where you go in the world, you can enjoy music and relate to the tunes, dance to the steps. And it is what connects all of us. Music can be calming. It can help those that are lonely or healing or grieving. It can be cheerful, where you can enjoy a certain upbeat song or a certain melody. It can be something that makes you want to get up and dance. So you'll have the opportunity throughout the program today to do a bit of that. And the other beauty of the Irish music, and certainly other groups as well, you can learn. There's a bit of history in some of the songs. You can imagine and think of the people that are being sung about, or where they traveled, or what their occupations were, or what they even ate. So here we go, a musical tour of Ireland by the late, great comedian and singer Brendan Grace. And then we'll follow it up with Cultúr Coleman, a group of musicians out of the Coleman Irish Heritage Center up in Sligo, with some jigs.
Ho! Fasten your seatbelts for a musical tour of the Emerald Isle. Alone, all alone, by the wave-washed strand, all alone in the crowded hall. Oh, the hall, it is gay, and the waves, they are grand, but my heart is not here at all. It flies far away by night and by day, to the times and the joys that are gone. But I never will forget that sweet maiden that I met near the valley of Slievenamon. Well, I just dropped in to see you all. I'll only stay a while. I came to see how you're getting on, and I came to see your smile. I'm happy to be back again to greet you big and small. For there's no place else on earth just like the homes of Donegal. It's my own Irish home, far across the foam. Although I've oft times left it in foreign lands to roam, no matter where I wander, to cities near or far, sure me heart is at home in old Ireland, in the county of Armagh. And now for the long trip down to the lovely folks in County Kerry. The pale moon was rising above the green mountain, and the sun was declining beneath the blue sea, as I strayed with my love near the pure crystal fountain that flows on the beautiful vale of Tralee. She was lovely and fair, like the roses of summer, yet it was not her beauty alone that won me. I know it was the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee. Oh, how lovely to be by the shores of Lough Ree on the beautiful midsummer's morning, looking over the lake where the bright waters break, by the hills in the county Roscommon. I left from my home in the town of Athlone on my way to the Three Jolly Pigeons. It was near Glassentown, on the road I sat down. I looked over the beautiful Shannon. Lough Ree, oh Lough Ree, where the three counties meet, Longford, Westmeath and Roscommon. As I stroll round her banks by the heather and peat, where the memories are never forgotten. Oh, but there's no place like home, in Dublin's fair city, where the girdles are so pretty. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Now she was a fishmonger, and for sure 'twas no wonder, for so was her father and mother before, and they both wheeled their barrows through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
right, we're off to a great start today because we're already hearing from our good friend Porrick Keegan. Porrick, how are you doing today? And a very happy New Year to you and your, Victoria and your family.
Yeah, Kathleen, and many happy returns to you and Bruce and Dan and all the listeners out there. Actually, when I heard that music and I looked outside, it's like Irish weather outside and Sligo music. I was wondering for a minute was like where I was.
Well, we're hoping to take you back home to Ireland today through the music.
Well, December, as you know, is a sport lover's dream around here, between the World Cup and the Detroit Lions being relevant, and Michigan football having the big championship game. It's hard to see how any month could be so good sports-wise, and I see that the Lions actually moved their game to this evening so we could all listen to your show today. So it's everything is good.
It is good.
Anyhow, so Kathleen, back in Ireland, the club championship, the football and hurling club championships are coming to a close. Today, actually just a few hours ago, we had the All-Ireland Club football semi-finals being played. Earlier it was Karen O'Reilly from Kerry, of course, representing Munster. We're playing 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐲 from Dublin, who were representing Leinster. They played in the first All-Ireland semi-final this morning American time, early afternoon Irish time. And then that was followed by Glenn from Derry representing Ulster versus Moycullen from Galway representing Connacht. So those 4 games were played just a while ago. And I think you might have a clip from the second game, Glen versus Moycullen.
Semi-finals coming to you live from Croke Park. Compliments of BBC Sport NI and the company of Mark Sidebottom and former Donegal great Brandon Devaney. The opening game saw 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐲 114. Cairns O'Reilly's of Kerry 14 points. 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐲, for the record, the only of the 4 semi-finalists to have previously been here before. Of course, previously All-Ireland Club winners. The other 3, all first-time provincial winners. Lovely overlap from Moycullen's Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly then again run into a swarming defence, and the ball stripped by Conor Glass back in his own 13-metre line. Glass finds Cathal Mulholland. Cathal Mulholland works it back to Conlon Bradley, and that's the point you were making, Brendan.
Huge, yeah. You see it there, Mark. You 2 against 4 there. It seems to be the way every time they get into the scoring zone, you have that difference, whereas Glen then seem to be 1-on-1 with their Moycullen opposites.
Danny Talon has received the ball 25 metres from the Moycullen goal. Danny Talon has been given a free.
Yeah, great advantage there, and I called it back then when I seen it wasn't on.
So it's a free for Talon. It'll be 23 metres from goal, and it will be about half a dozen, maybe more metres from the Cusick stand sideline. He did all the graft himself. Old Danny Talon just goes toe to hand. This would give them a 3 points lead.
That first free, Mark, you really want this one to go over. Croke Park, this is a wee thing to be on his mind the whole way leading up to this match.
Floodlights have come on in Croke Park. Talon, I think the umpires like it. More importantly, he likes it.
Brilliant start for the camp, man.
All right, pretty exciting there, huh?
Yeah, Kathy, so that game actually was, that was again Glen from Derry versus Moycullen from Galway, and that was actually broadcast on the Derry station to be radio BBC Radio Ulster, and Glen went on to win that game, and which was a terrific achievement. And then Glen are a small club located in Maghera, County Derry, and this is actually the first time they've ever going to compete in an All-Ireland club final, so there'll be fever excitement around that part of Derry for the next couple of weeks. So 2 weeks from today, on January 22nd, the All-Ireland football final will be played, and that again will be between 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐲, Dublin, and Glen from County Derry. the same day, the All-Ireland club hurling final will be played. That'll be Ballyhale Shamrocks from Kilkenny versus Dunboy from Cuchulainn from County Antrim. So again, this kind of these finals will be the smaller clubs versus the big club. The smaller clubs being the Northern Ireland clubs versus the big clubs down in Kilkenny and Dublin. So it's going to be a big week in 2 weeks' time in the club championship finals.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, is that unusual too, that you'd have two of the teams from the north being in the final for both football and hurling, or not necessarily?
Well, yes and no, Cathy. No, 𝐶𝐞𝐭 actually from Antrim won last year. That's another small club. They actually won the club final last year. As we said a few times in the last few months, the larger big counties doesn't necessarily, translate to having a good club team. In other words, some of these small clubs from small counties are just as successful, and that's what makes it so interesting and so good for the smaller clubs. Everybody has a chance when it comes to the club, because you're representing the small area as opposed to the county.
Right. Well, how exciting.
Yeah. So as the club championships conclude in 2 weeks, the GAA county teams are now starting up again. Remember, they had not played since the All-Ireland final in July. So as typical, they're starting up with some low-key competitions, and the team gets their panels together, and training will start in earnest. And so we'll, maybe about a month or so, the county leagues will start, and that will be going on for into April, and then we're back to championship again. So it continues on.
So instead of being seasonal, it seems like it's starting to be at least a half a year or 3/4 of the year that the games that will be played.
Yeah. Sorry, Kathleen, it's just hard for you to hear you there.
Oh, I said that it sounds like instead of just being played a half of a year, it's becoming more of a seasonal game. It's becoming more of a 3/4 of the year game. Is it?
Yeah. So you have the club championship started in late July, and they've been going on all this time, and now we have the county starting up. So yeah, it's a year-round thing with good entertainment.
Excellent. Yep. And we look forward to when you share us news with what's happening in the local Detroit area when that startup will begin or sign up. But I know we're out a few months, so. So what other news do you have? Talking about
getting on to music, Kathleen, I was out at McGavin's Crossroads Ceilidh last weekend, and just want to mention for anybody who didn't get the chance to be there, what a great night of music it was, music and dancing and thing. It was just a very, very good night, and he had some nice young people on the stage who are learning how to play and sing and so on. So just had to mention that as what a great night.
Right, a big shout out to that.
Music, I thought seeing the new year, we'd start off with a new singer that probably wouldn't have played on your show before. From Sligo, actually, also his name is Seamie O'Dowd. I'm not quite sure if you ever had played any of his music on your show.
No, but we're going to in the future because I just loved his voice. It just both him and Martin O'Connor. So share with us the title.
Yeah, so she's a guitarist, singer, songwriter. He plays the fiddle, harmonica, mandolin, and other instruments. And of course, I can't even play one myself. But his father was a very well-known fiddle player from Gurteen in County Sligo. His name was Joe O'Dowd, and also his mother Sheila was a good, well-known fiddle player. So he's steeped in traditional music. He grew up, of course, in Sligo town, and around Sligo town, he would actually probably be known more as a heavy metal rock musician and blues and so on, but also a terrific traditional player. And the song that I'm hoping you can play is called "Believe Me, Sligo." I only actually heard it recently, so I think this will be like the world premiere launch on Detroit Irish Radio.
Definitely, it's a good start to a new year with a new artist and song. Like I say, I hadn't heard of either one of them, Martin O'Connor or Shimi O'Dowd, but we'll be hearing more of them this year. So thanks to that nice selection, Pork.
Okay. All right, Kathy, we'll be in touch again in the next couple of weeks.
All right, take care. God bless. And with that, we're off to our, what did we call it, premiere song, Believe Me, Sligo. Of course, it had to be a Sligo song for all our good listeners out there.
Éireann gáineachas mór an aice bheithaí in is an �10 𝐷𝐸 siúil fat is farsin ar scás in nimig talent agus ribh 𝐶𝐞𝐭 fat dúsan bliana. Siad Martin O'Connor agus Shimi O'Dowd agus seachtaíad le Believe Me Sligo.
Oh, the road that runs from Sligo back to town again, round Knocknarea through Strantel and the Glen. In March when sidelong twilight sets the land aflame, I used to wonder, tell me where's the blame? For I could not walk the town, for fear my heart would drown. I'd sunk 100 times by girlish frowns. A stranger there, no stranger dear, you'll ever see than me who loves all that in Sligo be. Now half the world's between me and that saintlit land. I bless all those in Sligo's streamy sands. Of sycamore and wind, likewise the lucky man who finds his eye, his heart at her command. I was born to walk the road that runs from there to here, to learn to love and never have to fear. For when I die, I shall have reached the common span and learned the lessons God has made for man. Though time has turned my face away from Knocknarea and brought me far from there and better days. Oh, as long as I've a mind for love and memory, believe me, Sligo, I will drink to thee. As I've a mind for love and memory, believe me, Sligo, I will drink to thee.
Now, wasn't that very nice? Thanks again to our friend Pádraig Egan for introducing at least Bruce and myself, and probably many of the listeners in the Metro Detroit area, to Martin O'Connor and Seamie O'Dowd from Sligo. And as I mentioned, if you go online, there's plenty of other great music out there from them. And so we will be hearing from them again in the future. As I've already mentioned, we're anticipating to have some of the members from the Detroit Irish Music Association arrive in the next hour or so and maybe help end this program. But they will be having a session from 3 to 5 p.m. today, and we look forward to partnering with them throughout the year, as that we are all part of the Gaelic League Irish Cultural Consortium, as is the set dancing with Anne McCullum, who will be meeting here tomorrow with the set dance. They actually have a 6:30 some sort of footwork to get them in shape to do the steps or sets dances from 7 to 9 p.m. All are welcome. And just want to make a mention to Maureen Root and the United Irish Societies. What a wonderful event this past Sunday with the Lions winning against the Chicago Bears. Very exciting, and looking forward to seeing what they can do tonight against Green Bay. That, of course, is televised later today. But Maureen Root has been very instrumental in helping to have these Irish Heritage Days and nights with the different local teams. Done baseball with the Tigers and football with the Lions. This time around, you also have a chance to enjoy an Irish Heritage Night at Little Caesars Arena on Wednesday, March 1st with the Pistons. So you can go to the website of the United Irish Societies to find out more of all the various events that they have planned. And with that, they have part of the proceeds going to help with our annual St. Patrick's Parade, which is on March 12th, with our great friend Kevin Murphy as the Grand Marshal, so keep that in mind as well. Just a reminder, the Gaelic League, their website is GaelicLeagueofDetroit.org. They also have an email address of GaelicLeagueDetroit@gmail.com. We are open on the weekends, Friday from 5 p.m. to midnight, Saturdays noon to midnight, and on Sunday from noon to 6 p.m. We'll be sharing with you lots of information that is going to be happening. In fact, this week we have many events planned. And even though we mentioned that they're open with those regular hours, they are open throughout the week for the various events. As I mentioned today, Monday is set dancing, Wednesday is language class, so you can come on in the evening as well. With that, let's say La Braha Hana to those celebrating birthdays this week, including Patrick Berryman having his birthday today, and a nice little shout out to our friend Mary Bongiorno with a reminder that today would be Elvis Presley's 88th birthday, remembering him. Tomorrow is Chris Gorsland's birthday, along with Patty Gordon, Joyce Helton, Katie Hunt, Bill McClary, and Malachi Shivers. On Tuesday is Leah Bolton and Neve Maloney's birthday. Wednesday, Jamie Foster. Thursday is Liam Cannon. Friday, Mike Chisholm. And Saturday, Sherry Dewan. So very happy birthday to all of you. We're going to go off with some accordion music. This time we have Peter Burke with the song The Great Dermot O'Brien, and then follow it with our own great accordionist, the late Brian Bonner, with An Accordion Started to Play.
When I was only 6 years old, I'd watch him on TV. The way he played accordion meant all the world to me. We'll never see his likes again, he was one of a kind. No, there'll never be another like the the great Dermot O'Brien. He played the whistling Rufus, clattering and Galway shawl. Merry ploughboy, turfman from Ardee, his biggest hit of all. He was the very reason I was so much inclined to have the same profession as the great Dermot O'Brien. His fingers moved at lightning speed, he'd never miss a single reed. He was the finest one indeed, an artist true and true. Loved by the people far and near, songwriter and a balladeer. If ever one had a gift so rare, oh Dermot, it was you. He was a sporting hero, of that there is no doubt, and lifted Sam Maguire with his native county Louth. This legendary clubman will be remembered for all time. This man of many talents, the great Dermot O'Brien. His fingers moved at lightning speed and never missed a single reed. He was the finest one indeed, an artist true and true. Loved by the people far and near, songwriter and a balladeer. If ever one had a gift so rare, oh Dermot, it was you. His accordion took him around the world, which came as no surprise. With his musical ability and his gentle singing voice, TV shows and radio, they had to wait in line to interview the man we knew, the great Dermot O'Brien. His fingers moved at lightning speed and never missed a single reed. He was the finest one indeed, an artist true and true. Loved by the people far and near, songwriter and a balladeer. If ever one had a gift so rare, oh Dermot, it was you. Loved by the people far and near, songwriter and a balladeer. If ever a one had a gift so rare, oh Dermot, it was you.
We dance round the room to an old-fashioned tune. An accordion started to play. As we danced to the strains of the sweet melody, my thoughts seemed to drift far away to a place long ago where we both used to go, where we danced till the dawn of the day, where old friends would gather in all kinds of weather and pass happy hours away. As we waltzed round the room to an old-fashioned tune, I knew you had something to say. And when you told me you loved me, that you'd always be mine, I could hear an accordion play. Many years have gone by since we wed, you and I, and we promised we'd always be true. All the good times we've had and the times I've been sad have been easy because I've had you. And the gold wedding band that you placed on my hand on that wonderful day long ago Old sweet memories dear, in my mind they're so clear. It's no wonder that I love you so. As we waltz round the room to an old-fashioned tune, I knew you had something to say. And when you told me you loved me, that you'd always be mine, I could hear an accordion play. As we waltzed round the room to an old-fashioned tune, I knew you had something to say. And when you told me you loved me, that you'd always be mine, I could hear an accordion play.
All right, we have a sampling of the accordion so far. I did mention the Traditional Irish Music Association, or what we call them is 𝐷EMA, meet the first Wednesday of the month from 6:30 to 9 o'clock, and they have a variety. They start with an open class, and then a slow session, and then an open session. You're welcome to become a part of that group. Check out their website, DetroitIrishMusic.org. Or you can just come on down this afternoon and meet some of them, because we're hoping to have a few Sunday sessions a month. And this month we will have one this afternoon from 3 to 5, and then again on the 22nd. So keep that in mind. And then also happening with the Gaelic League and the Cultural Consortium, what's been newly started is a story circle, and this is happening the second Wednesday of the month. So the first Wednesday is 𝐷EMA, the musicians, and the second Wednesday is the story circle, and this is under the director of Janet Anderson, who is an author in her own right. It starts at 6 o'clock, and she sent out a message that we left off on the beautiful subject of storytelling. She herself, over the holidays, has been reading Yeats' compilation of fairy tales and his insights into Irish storytelling. She's also gotten into the deep dive of composer Stephen Foster, who really showed his Irish-American roots. Peg Sayers is another one that she's suggesting people to read up on, or honestly share whatever you'd like. We are still getting in our groove. This is only going to be the third session, and we sure have had pleasant conversations in our first two sessions. The first-timers will totally fit in. So she thanks us for sharing this with you, and if you are interested and would like to come down on Wednesday at 6 o'clock for this the first story circle for the new year, you can contact Janet at janetanderson1965@hotmail.com. Let her know that you're coming, or if you have any questions, she certainly will be there to help answer them for you. We also received some very, very good news this morning, or actually this afternoon before the show started, from our good friend Bev Murphy. Bev Murphy has been on our prayer list, and she's starting off the new year saying, please take her off the prayer list, and thank all of you, our listeners, for all the prayers that you have given her. She's got the boot off her foot, and she's ready to follow her son, the Grand Marshal for 2023, Kevin Murphy, up the parade route come March 12th. So happy to hear from Bev, always happy to hear from Bev, but delighted to hear that she is so much more improved and would like to have her name removed from our health list. Any of you who need prayers or are in the same great progress and direction as Bev and would like to have your name removed, please contact us. Once again, you can email us at DetroitIrishRadio@gmail.com or text 313-942-0159. Yes, 0159. Or you can message Mary Bongiorno at Detroit Irish Radio Facebook. We'd love to hear from you whenever with whatever news you would like to share. But on our list right now, we want to say Aberpadre Sonadini Atatin to Laura Bond, to Judy and Tom Bruning, Bill Carney, John Couture, Kitty Durbin, Brian Dunleavy, Bruce Farrell, John Finnerty, Bridie Flynn, Ed Foley, Betty Gowdy, Mary Gold, Joanne Haley, David Aaron Keem, Jamie Jones, Ann Kerwin, Kevin Lussick, Angela McGuire, Patty Martin, Rick McMurray, Richard McNichols, Sean Moore, Bridget Murray, Joan Nagy, Father Dan O'Sullivan, Ann Purcell, Marianne Quinn, Norm Root, Chris Scanlon, Mary Sheehy, Megan Tierney, Sarah Turner, Lexton Williams, Joan Wisely, Kevin Wisely, and your family members and friends that may also be in need of prayers at this time, as well as the caregivers, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital staff, medical teams, and your own families and friends that are helping to have our loved ones make a good recovery. Next up, we're going to hear from Bridget's Cross, a great group out of Ohio with fiddle in the band. If you're going to have some Irish music, you want to have that fiddle as well. And some other instruments that are great to have with Irish music. It's coming from a tune by Colin and Siobhan O'Donnell, also part of that Coleman Irish Heritage Center in Sligo, with a selection of jigs. It's Whistles and Boron.
If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have fiddle in the band. That mandolin is hot, but not for a listening Marna man. So rising up that bow for jigs and reels and let's all dance. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have fiddle in the band. Well, I remember down in Galway, we were putting on a show when old Darby in the back stood up and yelled, "Play the Rakes of Malvo." He said, "We love what you're doing, please don't get us wrong. There's just something missing in your song. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in the band. That mandolin is hot, but not for a listening Marna man. So rising up that bow for jigs and reels and let's all dance. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in the band." So they dusted off their boots and then they formed their sets of 8. Those Irish raised the roof when I opened up my case. Say I want to see Venice, say you got the K-Leaf flu. We're gonna play a fiddling tune for you. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in the band. That mandolin is hot, but not for a listening Marna man. So rising up that bow for jigs and reels and let's all dance. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in the band. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in a band. That mandolin is hot, but not for a listening Marna man. So rising up that bow for jigs and reels and let's all dance. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in a band. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in a band. That mandolin is hot, but not for a listening Marna man. So rising up that bow for jigs and reels and let's all dance. If you're gonna play Irish music, you gotta have a fiddle in a band.
Well, I have since heard from our good friend Maureen Root. Her and I are on the same page, thinking alike, wishing us a happy New Year's here on Detroit Irish Radio. But she also mentions, what about those Lions winning on the Lions Irish Heritage Day? And asked if I would please announce the Pistons Irish Night on March 1st, that the deadline to order those tickets for a special price and having some of it going to the United Irish Society's St. Patrick's Parade is Wednesday, February 1st. You can get your tickets by visiting www.pistons.com/Irish. She said it's a fundraiser for the parade. Tickets include an Irish Night shirt, opportunity to go out on the court to take a free throw, and a donation to the UIS for each ticket purchased through this promotion. So I appreciate Maureen following through and giving me, okay, you got to remind them it's get it now while you can. And the ticket includes not only that shirt redeemed at the Pittston game and the post-game free throw, but in the North End seats include all-you-can-eat hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, pretzels, water, and soda. So there are other benefits too. Keep that in mind. Once again, you can go to the United Irish Society's page to the events, and you will find more information and the links to order those tickets. Well, I also want to remind you, we mentioned about the set dancing on Monday with Ann McCullum. The Ceilidh dancing on Friday is resuming as well. From 8 to 10, you're welcome to come down and enjoy the Don Academy of Irish Dance, presenting the Irish Ceilidh social dancing and instructions. Maybe this is how you're going to get your exercise this year. Beginners are welcome. It happens at the Gaelic League on Friday from 2068 Michigan Avenue in Corktown, and on Tuesday at the AWH Hall located at 25300 5 Mile Road in Retford. So for more information, you can check out their Facebook page, or you can call 734-762-0997. They also have a website, donacademy.com. And with that, how about we go into some dancing? This time we're going to send this out to all our Sod Doctors fans, including our good friend Mary Bongiorno, with the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band by the Sod Doctors, and then followed up with the Stockton Swing Ceilidh Swing.
We're the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band, playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band. Friday night, off we go. Tune the fiddle, strain the bow. Oh, we take it handy for the first few sets. Sure, there's hardly anyone listening yet. And we're the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band, playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band. Thomas and Mary out on the floor, well, they never lost it, that's for sure. In his sparkling shoes and his dad's white shirt, she has a brand new pyramid and a pleated skirt. And we're the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band, playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Ceilidh Band. Bit of Kelly. We do do's and functions, weddings and wakes.
Oh, shaka-laka-laka, weddings and wakes.
Meats and salads, buns and cakes.
Oh, shaka-laka-laka, buns and cakes.
Well, if you need a few tunes, just give us us a call.
Boom shakalaka laka, give us a call.
For the house, the pub or the parish hall.
Boom shakalaka laka, parish hall.
And we're the Joyce Country 𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
Playing away and we're doing grand.
𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand?
𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
Cause we're the Joyce Country 𝐾𝐞𝐭 band. Oh, there's a princess on the floor all night.
Mona, Carnamona.
She can fairly throw them shapes all right.
Mona, Carnamona.
Oh, how are you, Madge? Are you on your own?
Mona, Carnamona.
How are you fixed for a seat back home? Cause we're the Joyce Country 𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
Playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cause we're the Joyce Country 𝐾𝐞𝐭 band.
Once more, David.
Yes, we're the Joyce Country 𝐾𝐞𝐭 band. More Kelly!
Boom shakalaka laka, 𝐾𝐞𝐭 band. Woo!
There's a rumor I heard going round about a bunch of musos stepping out and doing this crazy thing called 𝐾𝐞𝐭 swing. Well, I know a straight don't like the taste of steak and bacon on his plate, but I know he'll eat this thing called 𝐾𝐞𝐭 swing. I went down to the parish hall, and a lot of that crowd was lordy-dow. I never thought they'd come here for a fling. But when the clock struck way past 2, the PP he was dancing to, doing his almighty to that 𝐾𝐞𝐭 swing.
One Tuesday night, in a smoky old room, there were men in leather, feeling the blues, waiting for that thing to turn them loose.
When the band played 𝐾𝐞𝐭 swing, they were reeling and rocking, doing their thing. I guess there ain't no limit to this thing called 𝐾𝐞𝐭 swing.
All right. You know what? We have a phone call. We're having a very newsy show again, starting off the new year. This is our friend Kathleen Partika, and I believe
lost her.
Oh, did you lose her? Well, I was going to say we have a couple events that are happening on the same day, so If we have her, fine.
Hello?
Oh,
Okay,
there
hold
we
on.
go. Kathleen, welcome to Detroit Irish Radio. You are on the air, and Happy New Year to you. You got some exciting news for this coming Saturday. You wanna share
Hi,
with us?
Kathleen. Yes. I'm so happy New Year to you and Bruce and to the listening audience. I just wanted to remind people that we still have tickets for the wine tasting. And it should be a good time. Dan and Kim McCarthy always put on a wonderful presentation, as well as yummy wines. And then Susan Weissenen and Ellen Harrington provide us with a beautiful silent auction. And it's $30 per person this Saturday from 7 to 9. And I want all our listeners to remember that all the proceeds go to support the United Irish Society's parade, St. Patrick's Parade. So we definitely need the support from all of you listeners and hope that we can see you there.
Well, very good. And you want these tickets to be purchased and paid for by January 11th. What's the best way for them to get the tickets or contact somebody?
Okay, yeah, this is the tricky part since the league isn't open during the week that much.
Well, we
I
are
believe
Monday night.
Wednesday we're going to be open for the Irish language, so they could come down by Wednesday. But otherwise, they can give me a call if they're not able to get down to the Gaelic League, today or Wednesday. Give me a call at 586-604-2088.
All right, very good. And what about purchasing online? Is that an option or not really?
I don't know. People have been having problems. You have to buy one ticket at a time. So, if you're purchasing multiple ones, it's something we're going to have to work out in the future.
Okay, so for now, let's just say we are open till 6 tonight. There is set dancing tomorrow from 7 to 9. And there is the story circle starting at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, for those of you that want to come down earlier than 7 for the language. But make your connection with Kathleen. And you want to give that number again, Kathleen, for the listeners?
Sure. Absolutely. The phone number is 586-604-2088, and I'd be more than happy to make this happen. We need your support.
All right, very, very good. And those tickets are $30. It's a fabulous night. Getting a little bit of a history of the different wines from Dan and Kim McCarthy, and getting its samples and appetizers, the chocolate fountain, silent auction, and the beauty this year, it's always a fun event. The proceeds are going to the United Irish Societies for the St. Patrick's Parade. So this is another way you can support the parade and also enjoy an evening out with family members or friends. So thanks for making it happen, Kathleen, and look forward to having your phone ring off the hook for you.
I'm going to see you in just a little bit, so
okay.
I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, very good. Come down for the
thank
session,
you.
huh? That's
okay,
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Safe travels. And with that, we have our other friend here in person doing something the very same day, and it is also for the United Irish Societies in the St. Patrick's Parade. Sheila Cassidy, Vice President.
Hello,
Sheila
Kathleen and
Cassidy of
Bruce.
the United Irish Societies. Tell us what, we'll start with that, the fundraiser happening this Saturday.
Yes, it sounds like January 14th is a buzz and busy day for both the adults and the children. Another organization that we're involved with that we're going to be fundraising for our parade is a tour of the Detroit Parade Company. And that starts at 11 o'clock on the 14th, and it runs till 3. It's a complete tour of how the magic occurs down Woodward for the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and how they help us to manage our parade and make it successful in continuing down Corktown streets here come March. Along with that, we're going to have face painting and food to purchase, and a warm station for liquids, if I may say, some coffees and teas and such. And again, it's an opportunity to see the parade company and to give a tour of it, because many people have never realized where it's even located and all the logistics that go behind putting one of those floats down any given street. So Again, that's a fundraiser for the St. Patrick's Parade, and myself, you can reach me at 586-242-5013 for tickets. If you don't purchase tickets ahead of time, that is okay, but we're going to try to get a head count so we have enough food for people to purchase. And if we run out of food, and that's an apology of ours, if you haven't bought your ticket ahead of time. So that's kind of a catch 50-50. But if you don't mind, I'd like to move on with another event. The first Saturday of February, we have the Queen of the Detroit United Irish Societies taking place. It's an annual event at which we welcome American Irish girls ages 17 to 24 to come on down and audition and tell their story about their heritage and culture and traditions of the Irish as they grew up in. We're going to have a rehearsal on the 29th here at the Gaelic League at 12:30, which will go over all the details for the event that will take place on February 4th. We have a Facebook page with all the information on it, and that's Queen of the Detroit United Irish Societies. We have a website as well, and you can also go on to the Detroit St. Patrick's Parade.com website, which is the United Irish Societies, and find details about our program. It's a great opportunity for the young Irish women to learn their heritage and represent our Irish community at large, both here in the metropolitan area as well as in Ireland. And with that, I can be reached for information on that at 586-242-5013. And the committee is out there hitting the pavements, looking for sponsors and contestants. And we are working hard to make it another great, successful event. So come on down if you want to even just support the event. And again, the Gaelic League on February 4th, doors open at 5:30.
Very, very nice. And you recently sent out something to UIS members about, or people can see the video. If they go to the website, will they be able to see the video of the girls that went to County Cork last
Absolutely,
year?
Kathleen. Thank you for bringing that up. There is a video online. We had Claudia and Sarah in Ireland in August, and they saw firsthand their heritage and culture and traditions live right in Cork. And they lay out the red carpet for us when we go over there. And it is actually posted on our Facebook page as well. So go on our website or Facebook page and see how this younger generation saw Ireland through their own eyes, and they tell their story on their own. It was beautiful.
It was very nice. So, and it's exciting to
Absolutely.
Have the opportunity for these young people.
You know, it's interesting, Kathleen, the years that we've been doing this with our partnership with County Cork, there is not a trip that is duplicated. Each girl finds something that they are attracted to or that catches their eye, and they build off of that. And what we're very happy to hear and say is that our committee is not just building on people that are interested in being in this program and seeing it flourish, but we have past queens and representatives coming on our committee because they have been rewarded so inspirationally with what they've seen in Ireland. So that's kind of rewarding to the committee members.
Oh, absolutely. It's life-changing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I won't take up any more of your time. I know you guys are busy. Thank you, Bruce and Kathleen, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, and we appreciate Sheila.
Thanks, Sheila.
Here in person, giving us the latest news. Yep, see you Saturday. And with that, we talk about music and what it does to people and how different tunes or medleys make a difference. And this one is a very well-known song, their tune, I should say, The Lonesome Boatman, written by Finbar Fury. But what's interesting is you're going to hear him recite a poem before the song is played by the Furies. He said he always wanted to try to put words to it, but never could make it fit. So you'll hear this wonderful poem and then the Furies with The Lonesome Boatman.
This next piece of music is called The Lonesome Boatman. I want to play it for you on the flute. And I wrote a poem about it. I wrote the piece of music back in 1968. And I wrote a poem about it I was trying to write words about it actually for a long time. And I finally gave up because I couldn't get the words to fit the melody. Because every time I thought about the melody, I thought about it different. So what I did, I wrote this poem, and I called this poem Silent Annie. This was my sort of imagination of who the Lonesome Boatman was. So I'll do it for you. Oui. I saw which nearly broke my heart. A tramp lay dying in a park. I knelt beside him to hear him speak. The words he spoke, they were oh so weak. He told me a story of long since past, of his sailing ship with its long grey mast, of his captain's cap with its shining braid, and the wonderful voyages that he made. Silent Annie was his great ship's name. Like a token of love, he spoke her name. She sailed round the Horn, aye more than once. She could cut through the waves like a sharpened lance. Believe me, he said, his eyes filled with tears, like a drunk on a corner trying to remember his years. He reached out his hand, and I took it in mine. I believe you, I said, and he gave a sad smile. I remembered the day when they towed her away, her sides to her sore from the sea's angered spray. They said she's unfit for to sail out once more, and they towed her more inward from her own sandy shore. And as they broke my silent Annie, I watched with a sigh. I remembered her beauty when I was a boy. She was my one love, my life's only dream, when we sailed out together as captain and queen. It started to drizzle, and I felt my hand tight, and he squeezed even harder as he ended the fight. And the crowd, they had gathered, and they watched with dismay as the Mamless men came and they took him away. So I got to my feet and I walked through that park. The sun, it was gone, but it was not yet dark. My body was wet, my clothes were not many, but my mind was aroused by his ship, Silent Annie. Lost a boatman. Thank you.
Well, as Bruce and I were talking and mentioning, that song is a song that can be done on its own, doesn't need any words to it. And certainly it was kind of nice to hear Finbar Fury talk about writing the song and trying to put words to it, but instead coming up with a nice little poem.
The music actually does kind of convey the Lonesome Boatman. I mean, you listen to it and you get that feeling about it.
Exactly, yep. And there's some comfort in that, and there's some, I don't know, I was going to say, you have some things that just kind of help make you calm or at peace or by yourself.
It gives me goosebumps when I listen to it.
All right, there we go. With that, we are moving on. Actually, on a sad note, we want to extend condolences to a number of families. First off, I'm going to start with our good friend 𝐷𝐸𝐿. Gertie and her husband, the late Dan O'Kennedy, were very, very active here around the Gaelic League many years ago, and she will be greatly missed by not only her family, but friends and those that are still around the Gaelic League, Irish American Club, and the Metro Detroit area that remember all the good things that Gertie and her husband Dan had done. They were ones that helped organize the first Detroit Irish Fest back in 1962. Gertie also taught Irish language classes here for many years. I think I was lucky enough to get in on a couple of those. Wish I was more fluent, but she also was very active and helpful with her husband's many efforts to bring peace and justice and unity to Ireland. And in doing so, Gertie was the one that always hosted the Irish dignitaries when they came to Detroit. And she instilled a great love of her and her husband's Irish heritage, especially the love of Irish dance and music. Some of her children are great at the dance, and some even play instruments. But she has died. She died on January 3rd. Was loving mother of Porrick, Maura, Kevin, Eileen, and the late Sheila, and proud grandmother of Kristen, Kayla, and McKenna, and the proud great-grandmother of Ronan and Rayla. Gertie also had many nieces and nephews. She was born in County Mayo, but went on to work in Dublin, and there she met and married her husband, and they immigrated to Michigan, to Dearborn Heights, where, as I mentioned, they were very, very active in the Metro Detroit Irish community. Her husband deceased in his death by her husband Dan and her daughter Sheila, as well as her parents George and Josephine Mungy, and her siblings Pat, Gabriel, Mary, Carmel, Lily, Joan, John, Christina, Eddie, and Teresa. Also her beloved sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Catherine and Tom Kennedy, and Mary O'Brien. There is visitation this coming Thursday from 4:30 to 7:30 out at the O'Brien Sullivan Funeral Home, located at 41555 Grand River in Novi. There is a rosary at 7 p.m. The funeral is the very next day, Friday, this coming Friday at St. Colette Catholic Church on Newburgh Road, 17600 Newburgh Road in Livonia. There is in-state viewing at 10 a.m. with a funeral mass at 10:30. The burial will be at Holy Sepulchre with a luncheon to follow at the AOH. So it says the family requests memorial contributions to the Colombian sisters, and expressions of sympathies can be made at O'BrienSullivanFuneralHome.com. The next one I want to make mention of is Scott Przinski, died on December 30th, 54 years old. He is being waked at the Call Funeral Home in Roseville, member of the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick's, He leaves behind his wife Sheila and his children John and Marion, one grandchild, and he was brother to Cindy, Brian, and Joseph, predeceased by his son Kevin and his parents Joseph and Rosemary, and a sister Mary. There is viewing on Tuesday at Call Funeral Home, which is located at 830 Gratiot in Roseville, from 3 to 8. And then Wednesday, he will be lying in state at the Holy Innocent Catholic Church until the time of the funeral mass at 10 o'clock. And that's located at 16359 Fraser Road in Roseville. And this morning I learned of the death of our good friend's brother, and that is Edward O'Hare has died. He's from living in Flat Rock, North Carolina, but he is the brother of our friends Doris McCarville, Nora Martin, Mary Frances O'Shab, and Teresa. And Teresa, I'm so sorry I don't remember your last name, but for the O'Hare sisters here in the Michigan, certainly we want to extend our condolences on the death of your big brother, 85 years old. He died on January 6th. There will be a funeral mass in North Carolina this coming Wednesday, January 11th. And they also lost a cousin recently, but the O'Hares were from Ballinrobe County, Mayo. So, always a loss when you lose a sibling, sadly. Also want to remind all of those that had heard about Sarah Agnes McCarville McCann, who died back on she died on November 19th. There is a funeral service being held at the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church on Nepessing Road in Lapeer this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. with a burial at Mount Loretto Cemetery and a luncheon to follow in the Bishop Kelly Hall next to the church. Music will be provided by John O'Gara, Marilyn Hoadling, Tom Duggan, and Sally. Sarah was a loving mom. Her door was always open. She raised some very talented children. She's survived by 6 daughters: Debbie, Peggy, Agnes, Fiona, Anna, Marie, and 4 sons: Thomas, Brian, Francis, and James. She also has 30 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, 2 sisters, Anne and Ellen, and 2 brothers, Patrick and Hugh, that are still living. Many nieces and nephews. Once again, she was predeceased in death by her husband, James, her son-in-law, John Reed, and 4 grandchildren. So her funeral, once again, is this coming Saturday. And then lastly, I heard in church this morning, Father Brendan McCarrick made mention that his aunt, his mother's sister, Margaret Foley, has died in Ireland, as well as his second cousin, Kiera Brett, has 28 years old, died in Colorado this week. So we'll keep Father Brendan's family in our prayers as well. Many deaths this day, but we hope that with our thoughts and prayers and comfort to our loved ones, you'll be able to handle that grief, and certainly music will make a difference. Next up, we are going to hear from Roisin. These are cousins, Roisin Noel, Aoife Scott, and Daniel O'Reilly, with the song Grace, and then follow with Brian O'Hart with the song Unspelador, sung in Irish, and then Finbar's Wren, Country Life. And as we talk about music, sometimes the music is just with voices, and that's what you're going to hear this time around. Unaccompanied of music, it's going to be the harmony of the songs that we're featuring this time. And once again, remembering all those loved ones that have died.
As we gather in the chapel here in old 𝐃𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐻 jail, I think about these last few weeks. Oh, will they say we failed? From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for this brave man, my love for this brave land. But when Porrick called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go.
Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
Wasn't it a full life, Lily? And isn't this a good end?
Very, very nice. So with that, we're taking a break between songs because we have another call-in, and that's our good friend Aaron Keane. Aaron is also an officer in the United Irish Societies. And Aaron, you're wanting to share with us the information about the Grand Marshal brunch, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's coming up pretty quick.
Yes, it's coming up very quick. It's actually scheduled for January the 22nd, which is a little earlier than we normally have the Grand Marshal brunch, but our 2023 Grand Marshal, Kevin Murphy, has a wedding in Cancun, so we had to accommodate his schedule. So we're scheduled for January 22nd. Mass will be at 2 and food at 3. It's going to be at the AOH again with our good friend Jim doing the catering. Tickets are still available. They're $20 a piece for adults, $10 for children, and $15 for prior Grand Marshals.
Okay.
And I have tickets, and Peggy Gray, our outgoing Grand Marshal, also has tickets. So contact one of us, and we'd be happy to accommodate you.
All right. And Aaron, could you give us your number just so those that are listening jot it down right now and give you a call?
Yeah. My number is 313-585-9023.
All right. Very, very good. I appreciate you taking the time out. I know you're at another event, but wanted to make sure you got that news to us. And
yeah,
great.
Well, tis the season. You know, I was just commenting that I'm always happy when it's March 18th.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, maybe you wanted to share with us that you're having a fundraiser with the Irish Music Cafe and the 21st.
Yes, we've got a couple fundraisers coming up. On Monday, January the 16th, we're having a fundraiser at the AOH, the Irish Music Cafe, will be broadcasting live, and then McSpillin is playing afterwards, and all the money raised will support the St. Patrick's Parade.
Okay, and is that by donation then?
Yes, donation at the door.
And what is it running from? The show is from 4 to 6, and music from 6 to 8 or so?
6 to, till whenever everybody's tired. So, So yeah, there'll be raffle baskets and pizza available, and of course, cash bar. But should be a good time. McSpillin is always good entertainment.
Very, very good. And then the other UIS.
Yes, the UIS also has another fundraiser to support the parade, and it is on Saturday the 14th. The parade company is
we've already heard
opening. That. You already talked about that?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good, okay.
Sheila Cassidy is in person, shared all that news, and then Kathleen Pratika told us about the other parade fundraiser that's happening in the evening with the wine tasting. So lots of events to attend, right? So.
Never time to rest, and up until the 18th of March. So come and have fun and support the parade.
Very good. All right. Thank you so very much, Erin. We really appreciate all the news.
Thank you, Kathleen and Bruce. Take care.
Yep. God bless you. All right.
Bye-bye.
With that, we're going to go back in, and Brian O'Hart is going to share a little bit of what Sean-Nós singing is before he sings his song. And he's part of the group with Sean Gavin and Bua.
Sean-Nós singing it's a very broad term, and it can also be a very narrow term. And it was first used to describe singing in the Irish language, and particularly the way that people from the Gaeltacht sing. So I'm going to sing another song for you from the Cork Gaeltacht of Muskerry, and the song is called Spallador, and it's a song about a harvester, or a spallador, who's fallen ill, and he's calling on his neighbours to help him harvest the crops of the O'Bracalín, which are the landlords for whom he's working. So they come, they help him, and they have everything done by An Fáinne na Lé, which is the rising of the day. So they have all the crops cut and tied and dried up by the beginning of the next day. So this is called An Spallador. Van nor se kaif dom batter shek duch muskeel go broitse brone kasne 𝐶𝐞𝐭 tail small farki nerken 𝐿𝙚𝙧𝙬𝙬 𝙬𝙬𝙬 clean of rakelin is fern gorsen trasker stichiri le grean da 𝐿𝙗𝙀 spal hasen nice crown o lachlin Clock is klaar, is 𝐿𝙚𝙀𝙬𝙬 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 Hasser verschachten jesse bere weg pakere van in le. Das bin is megen nice die drem heel go of berts kan maar wie ver Feinen jengen hör is tachter hoog om a farkin kan kjære dom spegrauer falt og frager hook da han ik det hen Da 𝐿𝙗𝙀 spal og hasen nice crown og lachlin og klok is klar is kan je ver og ugin Tochen fwer magen soes hasser verschachten jesse bere weg pakere le van in a le. Nu de gauwit maak magen dom 𝐿𝙚𝙀𝙬𝙬 pikis rakelke love 𝐿𝙚𝙀𝙀 O goede dag is kapiteis no seed hun on other is beats no goki 𝐾𝐞𝐭 van in a le. Da 𝐿𝙗𝙀 spal hasen nice crown o lachlin O klok is klar is kan je ver o ugin Tochen fwer magen soes hasser verschachten jesse bere weg takere le van in a le. Thank you.
I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In spring we sow and the harvest mow, and that is how the seasons around they go. But of all the things to choose I made, would be rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In autumn when the leaves do fall, the harvest's in, the beasts in stall, that's the time that I recall, rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In winter when the sky is grey, we hedge and we ditch our time away, but in the summer when the sun shines gay, we go rambling in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. Oh, I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lalum, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay.
All right, we just made mention about those that have died, and I did mention that last week I was going to remember our memorial sponsors first, but that hasn't happened yet. So I want to thank all those that have given a contribution to this radio program, and in doing so also remember a loved one. I'm included on our list is Kathleen Griffin, remembering her husband Robert Bob Griffin, Mary Ryan, remembering the Rice and Ryan families, Malva Prentice, remembering her husband Scotty Prentice, the Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, remembering all the deceased Fraternal Order of United Irish members, Teresa Roddy, remembering her husband Peter, Evelyn Carney, remembering her husband Bill, Gail McKnight, remembering her husband Richard, Barbara Sullivan, remembering her husband Mike Westside Red Sullivan, to Peter and John Irwin, remembering their parents Dan and Mary Irwin and the Hughes and Irwin families, to Patrick Kern family, remembering their parents Patrick and Mary Kern, Michael Aiden Goddard, remembering Jim Dewan, to Mauro Kennedy and her late mom Gertie, who we just mentioned funeral arrangements. They were remembering the O'Kennedy, Mungie, and Kennedy families. We will still remember Gertie, and she was a Mungie. That was her maiden name, so remembering those families, especially at this time. Ann Purcell, along with her daughters, Aileen and Patricia, remembering her husband, Al Purcell. Joan O'Halloran, remembering her husband, Tom, as well as Father Michael Cooney. To Kitty Heinzman, remembering her husband, John. John and Mary Bongiorno, remembering the Bongiorno and Dean families. To Dan and Kathleen Partique, remembering her parents, Tom and Patricia Quinn, as well as her brother Michael and his wife, Rose. To the Moriarty family, remembering their parents, John and Kathleen Moriarty, as well as the deceased Moriarty family members. And to the Dewan family, remembering their parents, Frank and Kathleen, as well as siblings, Jim, Mary, Frank, and their niece, Becca. Appreciate your support and giving us the opportunity to remember those loved ones. Next up, we have time to at least get in one more song because I see some of our Detroit Irish Music Association members kind of gathering here. So let's play a song that I haven't played in, I don't know if I've ever played this one, but it's been around for a long time, and then this was one of the suggestions from Bruce. So thanks, Bruce, for this one. By the Waterboys, the song is Fisherman's Blues. I guess we were going to the sea on a couple of these songs today.
Tumbling on the seas, far away from dry land and its bitter memories, casting out my sweet life with abandonment and love. Love ceiling bearing down on me, save the starry sky above with light in my head. You in my train, crashing headlong into the heartland like a cannon in the rain, with the beating of the sleepers and the burning of the coal, counting the towns flashing by, and a night that's full of soul with light in my head. You in my arms.
All right, we are running out of time here, and my goodness, there's a sea of people here already for the session that's happening this afternoon with the Detroit Irish Music Association members. Starts from 3 to 5, a handful, I guess, not just a couple, but a handful are here to help take out the show. But before we do that, I'm just a little reminder, the parade is coming up quick. Check out the United Irish Society's website to find out how you can order your parade route shamrocks, the decorations along Michigan Avenue. That must be done by January 23rd. We do also have the parade times, and that's also due in January 20th, I believe. So check that out. And I also want to just a quick reminder that 𝐷𝐸 Kennedy's funeral, the viewing is out at O'Brien Sullivan Funeral Home in Novi on Thursday, and her funeral mass is at St. Colette Church in Livonia on Friday. The mass itself is at 10:30. Also, Scott Perzinski, who is a Friendly Sons of St. Patrick member, his funeral is wake is Tuesday at Call Funeral Home in Roseville, and the funeral mass is at Holy Innocents Church on Wednesday at 10 o'clock, in-state at 9:30. And then, of course, we want to remember all of the O'Hare sisters that are here in Michigan, Doris McCarville, Nora Martin, Mary Frances Oshab, and Teresa, remembering them as they learn of the death of their brother Edward O'Hare, who died on January 6th, and his funeral will be taking place in North Carolina on January 11th. And with that, welcome members of Detroit Irish Music Association. I hear you had a wonderful session with about 18 or 19 members on Wednesday night, and looking forward to just building on this as the year 2023 goes on. But you have a selection, a set to play with right now? Anyone want to introduce or talk, or just start playing?
We can start playing, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, that's what you do best, and we appreciate it, because today's program is Music is Magical. No, let him play and we'll... we're going to fade it down for a minute, so thank you for tuning in to Detroit Irish Radio, and check out 𝐶RBradio.com to listen to previous shows or future shows, as well as Detroit Irish Radio Facebook and the Gaelic League website, and of course Detroit Irish Radio on YouTube. I want to thank our listeners on Facebook: Mike Murphy, Stacy Skinnador, and Raymond, Maria Erners, and Brenda McNulty. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Keep all in poor health in your prayers. Until next week, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Have a great week. Shakta Wai, Ghluair, 𝐶𝐞𝐭 𝐫𝐲𝐢𝐿.